Hi, my name is Robert. Please read the comments in the About section of this video. It has valuable information and updates. My YouTube channel has a disclaimer video that I encourage you to watch. And please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you found what you're looking for. Thank you very much for watching. Back at the donor car, going to find this coolant water leak. So I looked at the hose that runs along the lower radiator hose. Looks like I see a bulge in it there. So I have to pull an air box so I can feel around that hose. So I got the air box disconnected. I'm going to pull it out and see if I can feel any holes on that hose. When I reach my hand down here and grab the hose and pull it, I see water squirting out of it. So it's the lower radiator hose that I'm going to replace. Now, if you have good coolant in the system, you can recapture the coolant and reuse it. However, this vehicle only has water in it, so I'm just going to drain the water onto the ground. I'm not going to capture it and reuse it. And if you have some coolant in there that you want to dispose of, capture it and put it in jugs and take it to a place that'll recycle it for you or dispose of it. The only place that I find was Pep Boys. While the radiator is draining, you need to go ahead and begin to take your air tubes loose. So you want to grab this tube, push it back a little bit, pull it out of the way. Then you want to unhook this hose from the air box, if that's connected there. You want to unplug your mass airflow sensor, take your 7mm, disconnect your intake tube off of it. If you have a turbo car, if you don't have a turbo car, you just take the intake tube that goes into the throttle body off, and then you remove the air box. And if you have a turbo car, you may have a valve clipped on the back of it, the turbo valve that I removed here. And then you grab the air box, you jerk it up out of the front clips, and you lift it up out of the way, making sure that your coil wire is not hooked on the back of it. So now your air box is removed. Now you can see how that radiator hose is routed. That's the clamp there with a little bit of red on it on this 98 model, which is turbo, and it goes down under your air intake tube and down to the bottom of the radiator. When you're taking this hose clamp loose and removing this hose, you want to be real careful and gentle, because you have your cam sensor wire here. You don't want to be roughing that up. And you have your crank sensor wire here. You don't want to be roughing that up. So be careful around those wire harnesses. Now I took the clamp and the hose loose from the bottom of the radiator. I'm going to go ahead and try to pull that hose down from this space here, because I don't want to wrestle it past those wires up top. So let me grab it with both hands and try to work it down this way. And here it appears that we found the source of our coolant leak, which resulted in a blown head gasket and a nearly salvage of a vehicle. So this is the source of the coolant roulette on this one. Now I went and got a Gates hose from O'Reilly's, but if you can get a Volvo hose, they may last longer. Okay, to get this top hose connected, the top end of this hose connected, on the turbos cars, I had to remove the lower intercooler piping that runs from here down to the intercooler, or I just couldn't get that hose through there. So now you see how the hose is routed down there. Now I'm going to go connect the bottom of the hose. I'm going to put the clamp over it, work the bottom of the hose on there, and I did lubricate the inside of the hose with some coolant. After you get the hose secure, top and bottom, you put your intercooler hose back in. If it's turbo, you put your air box back in. Make sure you get your air intake tube connected, your mass airflow sensor connected, and anything else that you took loose to get that out. Alright, I picked up a new serpentine belt and got that installed. I hooked everything back up and I put a battery clip in because the battery clip was missing. Now I'm draining the oil. For the second time, I guess, I'm going to change the filter, fill it back up, run it for 50 miles, and then change it for the final time. Okay, I'm going to start the car again. I got the coolant system filled up with water. This time I'm going to open the drain cock on the radiator, and I'm going to keep pouring water in there as this fresh water circulates through the motor and stuff to flush this coolant system totally out. I have that radiator hose fixed, and now this system is not bubbling up like it was before. So anytime you have a breach in a pressurized system, it'll cause your coolant bottle to bubble up, but I do have circulation here, so that's good. Spitting water back in here. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the drain cock on the bottom of the radiator and start pouring fresh water in here on the top. So I have the water draining out there, and I'm going to be pouring it in at the top until I get fresh, clean water out the bottom. Well, there's a chance that the temp sensor's bad. I just got an error code and the fan started running and the car is not all the way warmed up. So I'm still flushing out the coolant system, and the error code was a P0116. So I'll verify if that's a temp sensor code, and if it acts up again, I'll go ahead and replace it. The engine sounds nice and quiet, purring like a kitten. The coolant level is stable. Like I said, I'm just running in a few more minutes to get that coolant system flushed out, and I'll run another gallon of water through it. I normally wait till the engine to cool down to under 130 before I drain out the water. I don't want it to be too big of a difference of a shock in temperature of the water. And in the meantime, I'm going to check the cabin air filter and see what that looks like. And if it's dirty, I'm going to replace it. That's the cabin air filter. That's as bad as they get. And then, of course, it's coming apart. You can just tear it out of there. So you don't want to be breathing that. Let me put that in the trash and install a new one. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.